So I wasn't going to talk about this, but after yesterday's events, I thought, let me just make a video about it. I'm someone who is starting driving not as a teenager. I'm in my 20s. For those of you guys who can't believe it, sometimes I can't either. I didn't do driving school whenever I was in high school or even middle school like a lot of my friends did. I was just kind of, I guess, nervous to do it, or just, now that I'm looking back, I'm like, maybe I wasn't nervous, but I guess I was nervous about driving. I think it wasn't something I needed to do, so I didn't do it. But now that I'm like, okay, it's not that scary. Driving isn't, and driving school isn't scary. So I'm in driving school currently. I've been in it for about a month now. I started in April, and right now it's May 29th. I just had school yesterday. Monday and Wednesdays I go. It's not scary anymore. Now I'm like, I want to drive every single day. But I can't do that. Although I do have to get 50 hours in the daytime of driving and 10 hours at night. As a new driver, some of the things that I have noticed is that people do not have patience on the road. So, I mean, for me anyways, when my parents drive, my brother drives, nobody is like honking at them or anything, but I notice that I get honked at every single time I drive. So I've only driven I have about 12 hours of driving right now, and I've driven maybe, I say 10 times, and I've been honked at every single time pretty much. I don't know, I'm going too slow, I guess, but I'm going the speed limit. My thing is, my driving instructor, he was like, if you don't go exactly the speed limit on your test, you will lose points. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, I need to practice driving exactly the speed limit while I do my practice and get my hours in. So whenever the road test comes, I can get that time. But a lot of people are like, they are not having to go in the speed limit. So people will honk at me yesterday. This is what happened yesterday. So I was driving, and it was about 40 miles per hour. I was going 40 miles per hour on this road. People, they were like all up on me, like on my tail. And this had happened before. Plenty of times, happens every time I drive. But this is the first time it happened to me. They flashed their lights at me, telling me to go faster. And I was telling my instructor, because people have been tailgating me a lot, and I was asking my instructor, I was like, what do you do? And he was like, you know what I do in that situation? I slow down. And I'm like, okay, you can do that. The guy, he can do that, not me. The guy is like 6 feet tall. He's a big dude, got tattoos. He has like finger rings, and they have like skeletons on him and things like that. He's a like tough looking guy. I'm not that person. Okay, I am young. I look young. I'm a woman. This too. So I'm like, I cannot slow down or get into any conflicts like you probably can. So I was like, I don't know if that's good advice saying slow down, especially to new drivers. You don't want new drivers, and I'm already panicked, and I have a lot of nerves on the road, and you want me to get into conflicts with people? I don't think that's a good idea. But he was saying slow down, but I don't slow down. I just keep going the speed limit, and if people want to pass me, they can pass me. But yesterday, someone flashed their lights at me, and then seconds later, somebody, I guess it was the same person, I was driving in this lane, and so this is right side, this is left side. They pulled up next to me, stopped, and kept honking at me, and I was in the car. I just kept looking straight ahead. I did not look at them. My dad, he kind of looked at that person that was honking at me and acting all crazy. I don't know. It happened twice now. My dad has had to like look at people, and I tell my dad, don't do that though. We don't want to get in any road rage incidents or nothing. My fear is, people, they got a lot of pew-pews, so I don't want to get pew-pewed out in these streets. But I just keep going and look straight ahead. I didn't like that dog photo, I just kept on looking straight ahead, but I noticed a lot of people don't have patience. A lot of people keep honking. I'm like, is it just me? When that guy or whoever it was in that car pulled up next to me and was like honking at me. I don't know what else he did, but when he did that, I was kind of like, I asked my dad in that moment, I was like, did I do something wrong? My dad, he was like, well, you can go right on red. It was a railroad crossing at this particular spot, and the light was red, just turned red, and they were honking at me to go, and I was like, my light keeps turning off. I guess it's overheating. But I guess they wanted me to go, but I'm kind of nervous on right on reds, because I'm trying to, you don't know where the traffic's coming, you don't know if you're going to get hit going out there. I just like to wait for the green light, but not everybody likes waiting. But what I've learned as a new driver is that people are idiots. People are just impatient, and they don't care about other people. They just want to go as fast as possible and try to move you out the way so they can go fast. But when it's a street, I'm just like, you guys can pass me if you really want to go fast that bad. They do not seem to want to pass. They just want to get right up on you. And I was like, if you're right up on me, because we're learning about traffic pictures, so I'm like, you can't see the whole traffic picture, number one. Number two, you can't brake in time. If you're like this close to me, we're gonna crash. I don't know what people are thinking. And that's why I'm kind of like, well, let me speed up a little bit, but that's what they want you to do. So I'm like, I'm just going to stay here. If they crash me, it's their fault. But then again, like when it comes to insurance and stuff, if that person wants to lie and say, no, it's their fault, this, their fault, that, then they could believe them over me, and then now I gotta pay. My friend and I were about the same age. She did driving school when we were in, I think it was high school, middle school. And she is also a very nervous driver. I think she's worse than me. So the thing about her is, which I'm like, girl. But the thing about her is that she did the whole process, but she didn't do her final test because she was so scared to do it. Like, it's been years since she took driving school the first time. So I'm hoping that maybe if I get out there on the road, then it will push her too, because I'm like, you did all that, and then you stop right at the finish line, and you haven't moved through the finish line in 6 years. But I'm not sharing her business, but I'm just saying, you can't let fear stop you. I know fear got in my way for several years too when it comes to driving, but now I love it. I like driving now. What I'm really excited about is going places I want to go, because, right now, my mom drives me around, my dad drives me around, my brother drives me around, and I like to cook. You guys know I cook. I have cooking videos on my channel. Well, sometimes I want to make stuff and we don't have the ingredients at the house. Well, I'd have to go ask my dad, can you take me to the store? I have to ask my mom, can you take me to the store? I have to ask my brother. I have to ask my dog. No, not my dog, but I'm just like, can you guys take me to the store? I need to get some cheese, I need to get some this, I need to get some of that. And they're like, I don't really want to go, so I can't cook. But if I have my license, then I can go to the store and get my own stuff. And me, whenever I don't feel like cooking, I want to go get some food from a fast food place, I can just go there. I don't have to ask my family to take me. I think that's one of the motivations for learning how to drive. And also, you just need to learn how to drive. I was like, what if there's an emergency situation and we gotta evacuate immediately, and I'm like the only one at the house, and there's a car at the house? Well, if you don't know how to drive, you're done. Driving, like, you're like nervous at the wheel while you're trying to evacuate. You got people all speeding and doing all that. You don't know how to control the car or drive safely and all that. You're just done in that emergency situation. That's another reason. And you just need to learn how to drive. The United States isn't a walkable place. You have to have a car to go places, and you have to know how to drive to go places. So that's a third reason why I was wanting to learn how to drive too. You have to get places, I didn't really have like a script or anything. This is all off the top of my head. That's why it's all over the place. But I probably should have started this video a little better. But yeah, I've noticed that every time I've driven, I've been honked at pretty much every time. I'm wearing this shirt today because I'm like, meh. It's whatever. They honk at me. Meh. The first time I got honked, I was like, my brother, he drove me my first 2 hours. I got out of my 50 that I'm having to get. So I was with him, and somebody, he was like right up on me, like real close to me in the car, and I was turning into a school practicing my turns. We're supposed to go about 15 miles per hour through a turn, no brakes. So I slowed down before I got to the turn, and then the guy, he like honked at me, and I was like, you could have went around. In my head, I don't want conflict. I'm not trying to get into road rage incidents. That moment on, my brother was like, yeah, you just gotta keep on going. Don't think about it too much. People are going to be idiots. And yeah, that's what I'm learning as a new driver. People are only caring about themselves on the road and caring about how fast they get places, or they don't care about you. But after yesterday's incident, my mom, she bought me some new driver stickers, which people are probably still not going to care about anyways, but she did buy me them, so maybe that will deter people from honking and being mean to me on the road. I was telling my friend, I said, I get honked at every single time I drive. I've dealt with road rage twice, 3 times now, and it's only my 10th day out here. But she was like, what are you doing to make these people do it? I said, I'm not doing anything. I'm just going the speed limit. I'm making sure I put that sticker on every time I drive from now on, in hopes that it will deter people from doing it. Because yesterday, when that person pulled up next to me and was honking, my heart was beating super fast. I was nervous. And I worry a lot. And the pew pew situation, can I do that on camera? Anyways, the pew pew situation, that I was like, is this guy gonna pull out a gun? What's gonna happen here? What's going on? I was really nervous. My heart was beating fast, and I told you I was trying to make him know that I am a new driver based off like looking across the thing like that, so he can, I guess, be like, I don't know. I'm just trying to not look at that man. Okay, I don't want no problem. I don't even know. They said if you get in a road rage situation, call 911, don't go home, all that stuff. But like if someone pulls out a gun, what do? I guess you drive away, but I don't know. No one's gonna pull out a gun. We're not claiming it. That's my worry. I worry about things that may never happen, but it's a possibility. We live in America. I live in America. What else can I talk about when it comes to new drivers? I'm learning a lot in my driving school. I hope I would. I mean, it costs so much money. You ought to learn something. But I'm learning a lot on the road, so I've done 2 drives already. We have to do 5 drives. 4th drive is on the freeway, which I've never been on yet. This light's gonna keep going out. Which I've never been on the freeway. Freeways, I've gone up to like 50. I've gone up to 50 miles per hour yesterday, so I can handle the speed. It wasn't that fast this time. When I first did 40, I thought I was on the highway. It was so fast. But now I'm like, 40 is not that fast. 50 was a little fast for me, but I was maintaining my speed because I've been trying to practice that. And then 5th drive is road test. Now I paid for an extra thing where I get 6 drives instead of 5. My parents and I wanted to do one of the driving packages for like nervous drivers. So now that I'm looking at it, I don't need that. I didn't need it, but it's good to have the extra drive. Whenever we do our drives, we just kind of, you know what? Wait, I'll start this let me make another video. That's it for this video. Thank you for watching, and subscribe to my channel. Comment down below. How do you handle people honking at you? How do you handle just impatient drivers? And what are some driving tips that you have for me? Because I would like to know and hear them. I'm struggling with my mirrors. I've learned like different things, but I'm struggling to adjust the mirrors and struggling with parking. But yeah, you got any tips down below, let me know. I gotta go. Bye.